All right, now we're live.
Well, hi, Josh.
Hi, Yvonna. This is Josh Ehresmann from RealGamerNewz. I am the product relations editor over there. I'm here with Yvonna Lynn from Charisma+2. This is our second interview in our list of different people from the gaming community. Last time we interviewed Doc from PlayStation. Now we have Yvonna Lynn with us.
Good
How
to
are
be
you
here.
doing today?
I'm doing great.
Nice. Could you introduce yourself for people who might not know you in the community yet?
Hi, I'm Yvonna Lynn. I am the founder of Charisma+2, which is a gamer modeling agency. In other words, everyone that's in my agency is either a gamer or cosplayer or both. Actually, you have to be a gamer, but some of my cosplayers do mostly handhelds or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe it's a snobby to say that. For some people to say that they're not gamers, because they are.
Yeah.
But I like to make that distinction in case you're in that camp.
Yeah.
But I was actually doing gaming long before that. I think I met you, Josh. I don't think I met you as far back as when did they say it? My first QuakeCon was in '05, and that was my first gaming gig.
It was a couple of years after that is when I first went to QuakeCon.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
It had always been a dream to go to QuakeCon, and my buddies are like, well, we live in northern Minnesota. There's nothing large for LAN parties. So we packed up our stuff and went down to Dallas for QuakeCon.
That's so cool. That's fun. And so, do you know Booth? Because I think
Yep.
Booth is from up that way, and I say up that way as in
He's from Michigan.
As if everyone north of Oklahoma is up in some mystic, who knows where.
We're in the mystic land where winter never dies. We just got a little bit more snow last night, actually.
Wow! Like, it's hot here. Like, when I woke up, it was a little chilly, so I had a light sweater on. I mean, a very light hoodie, like with just the sleeves, because it's so warm, and now it's even too warm for that.
I was visiting my girlfriend Madison, and up north where I live, because I live like right by the tip of Lake Superior, they got about 3 to 6 inches of snow last night.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy!
Yeah,
I think, and part of me would really love that, because we get snow, but it's more like ice snow, and it's about like that much, it's not very much, so it would be kind of cool.
Yeah, you'd probably be sick of it after about a month and a half, so.
Well, I actually, right after I graduated high school, my mom was really, really cool, and she said, if you're going to be going to college here, then, let's make this kind of a distinct time where we change our relationship to where I'm not so much, mentoring you mothering you all the time. Why don't you go to Aspen for a ski season? Because we went to Aspen growing up. It was something that we did, and the same ski instructor that I'd had since I was 3. My mom put him in charge of watching out for me, right? And so I spent a ski season there, and I loved it. I loved it, but I can tell you this: after the ski season was over, come Easter, a little after Easter, I was ready to go home. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
After a little while, you're like, okay, enough snow.
Yeah, last winter it was nice. We had like 70-degree weather, and one morning I woke up and there was 3 feet of snow outside my door. I'm like, yep, going back to bed. Praying it was a bad dream.
One of my favorite foods is soup, and so it always seems right in winter.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have a hard time eating soup during the summer. It's just too hot.
I know, but it's so perfect for winter.
Yeah. I had seen that a couple of your girls were at PAX East a couple of weeks ago.
Were you there?
No, my editor-in-chief was there, and
Nice.
I follow you on Twitter and Instagram, so I had seen that they were there.
Yeah, so we're back at our homes while they're out getting to play at PAX.
What booth were they covering?
They were covering the Operation Supply Drop booth. Oh, and you know what? I'm so glad you said that, because in fact I wore. Can you see this? It's a tactical bracelet. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, that's the one from Call of Duty Ghost. I have the same exact one. It's awesome.
I love it. I'm going to give away some of those in our 8-bit salute. It's a Operation Supply Drop. Are you familiar with it?
No, why don't you actually tell us all about it, actually?
I would love to tell you about it. I'm actually on the board of it.
Okay.
I was involved with it from the get-go, from the very beginning. It was really something cool. And then as of this year, now I'm on the board, so that's kind of nice. And Operation Supply Drop is a organization, and it's a charity. It's like officially with the IRS. They have all their paperwork and everything. It's a charity that makes video game care packages for the troops that are deployed overseas in high-threat areas. And it's so cool. And I remember right initially in the beginning, people were like, well, I'm like anti-war people or whatever might have an objection. And my thing was, it's not the soldiers that are making them go to war. You know, they're just doing their job.
Exactly.
And they're there, thank goodness, right?
Yep.
The fun part about this is that now that it's been going on for a few years now, some of the people that actually got the supply packages are back from their tour, and they're getting involved. So every year we do, well, this is our third year to do this. It is a 24-hour, and it's May 17th, 18th.
Nice.
I just found out, and I was going to do Dallas Comic-Con, and now I can't because I'm going to be doing this 24-hour thing. So anybody out there, y'all come to the Twitch to go to Operation Supply Drop, and you'll see our team on there. But come play with us because we have all these teams. There's like, I mean, everyone, huge teams. Well, of course, Respawn, and of course, not all of them are leaving my head, but the like top 15 are on there. All the great studios are getting together, and we're competing with each other to bring in donations for this.
That's really great to hear because there's definitely a lot of my friends who are serving overseas, and usually they stack up. A lot of them are actually bringing PCs over there now.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them bring over gaming laptops and stuff so they can play.
See, gaming laptops would be perfect because then it's so portable. Well, and see, you know, the thing is, the guy who made this, the founder, his name is Captain Stephen Shanghai 6 Machuga. And Captain Machuga, Steve actually started this because when he was over there, and his name ended up being Shanghai 6 because of this, he ended up getting shanghaied into another tour. But one of the care packages that was sent to him was a big box of romance novels. Like, and the guys are like, you know, what do you do? It's not a pleasant time for them, but at the same time, if that's all you have, what do I do with this? Really, you know? I mean, thank you, Harlequin, for thinking of them, but really, is that what a soldier wants?
Yeah.
And you know what? This is. I think this is where the seeds of it began for him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one of my friends, he took over his Xbox last time, and I think we shipped like close to 50 games to him.
That's so cool, and I bet they were just like out of their minds. This is so awesome. This is the best thing.
And then when he came back, I think he had like a backlog of another 30 games to catch back up on when he got back home.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely.
Especially like me, I work in the video game writing industry, so I'm playing a lot of early alpha builds and beta builds. It's like sometimes when they come back, the game's already been out for 6 months to a year. So.
Hey, what alpha are you playing right now? Or beta?
What game am I playing right now? I'm playing Warframe Red Dragon. It's a real-time strategy game.
Uh-huh.
And I play lots of Battlefield 4 just about every day. I play that on console, so.
All right. I played, did you play Titanfall?
I did play Titanfall. I still have it. It's on PC.
Okay, so I played the beta on PC. Loved it. And this is the only reason why I don't like doing betas, and I'm so afraid of doing this with one of the MMOs that's coming up, WildStar, I think. But I played it like crazy. I could not get off of it then when I actually, I'm so excited. I got a Titanfall Xbox or whatever for my birthday.
Nice.
And I've logged about an hour a week for 2 or 3 weeks. That's it. Because I played it so much, and now I'm playing something else. Now I'm doing Elder Scrolls, which I did not do the beta of for that very reason. I wanted it to be a fresh new thing for me, and because I played it just a little bit, like at E3 and things like that, and I was like, okay, and I didn't want to spoil it for myself. So I just wondering.
Early access things for Elder Scrolls, and I think that just ruined it for me because it was like. Because all the builds and beta builds just looked terrible. Game kept crashing, and
that's why I did. And so now, sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to try it, but if it's something that I'm really, 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 really wanting bad, then I won't do that. I won't. I'll say thank you, and I'll give it away.
So, how would you rank yourself? I know you play FPS. I know you play Quake Live.
Right.
How would you rank yourself for player skill?
Okay, my FPS skills have gone exponentially downhill since I started Charisma+2. Because before that, I could play all the time. When I was just acting and modeling, I played all the time, right? And then when I started Charisma+2, all of my energies, anything representing myself, down the tubes. All my gaming down the tubes. I still game, I mean, a lot, but not what is needed to be a good FPS player. I don't know if you know this, but I competed in Halo 2.
Oh, nice.
That's where I met. He is such a sweetheart, Kyle, Elamite Warrior, and Strongside, and so I'd met some people through that, and Girls of Destruction, which you know from Quake, Mrs. Quake Con. That's how I met them and got hooked up with them as well. And so I did have some decent skills. But I can tell you, I've never been great. Like, oh my God, she's amazing. But I just loved it so much. And now, as Charisma kept going on and on and on, now I find myself doing more RPGs. I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, more RPGs. I'm not really sure about being involved in MMOs because of this one thing. I work with a lot of people all the time. So when I game, a lot of times it's I want to just do the campaign and be by myself. Yep. Right? You know that. It's a great one time just be alone with your world, right?
Put the sound on and just kind of zone out into this world.
Exactly. And so I like the idea of MMOs, but I don't think I'd ever be really great at that either because of the time involved. So to be really great at an FPS or an MMO, I think you need to put a lot of time into it, and it involves being with a lot of other people a lot of the time.
Yeah. So you're saying so RPGs are mainly where your strong suit is at right now.
Right. My favorite genre is action adventure. If you go to my Raptor, you'll see that that's the predominant thing that I have. Okay, so I think Ocarina of Time was probably one of my first all-time favorite games, and then God of War, and it tends to go with these action adventure where it's partial fighting, partial storytelling. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's my favorite genre. And then I can do it, and also I can pace myself. I'm getting online. I'm going to be streaming some Elder Scrolls and some other games, but I wanted to have this time by myself first so I could know what the heck I was doing. So yeah.
I've done streaming as well, and I'm just doing amazing. Start streaming, I play like garbage.
I know, it's terrible. You're like, oh my goodness. That's the way I was with Titanfall. So I got online with Mythic Tyrant, and I think I was going to get on with Prodigy X, and then I saw him and I went, oh my God, no, I am not dragging that team down. They know what they're doing. I'm not going to be, the weak link. And so now my thing is, because I'm doing a different game on different days, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on lunch, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll do like a fitness thing or dance or something like that, so I can do it during lunchtime, and then on the other days I do something offline. But for night or dinner time, I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but each is a different game. And I thought, okay, I can't ever really get great at a game if I'm always doing all these different ones. So now a victory for me when I'm streaming is, yay, not last. Yep. they show it at the end, and how you did. Not last is a victory for me.
I kind of wish streaming had been a little bit more predominant earlier.
I
I'd say
know.
probably about 8 years ago, like when I started doing QuakeCon and stuff.
That would have been awesome. We would have ruled.
I remember one night it was Quake Live. It wasn't even beta yet. It was on the tournament computers behind walls, so you couldn't really play it. I went back there with Fatality and a couple other guys.
Oh, fun.
So it was like 8 against 1.
Oh,
All of
you
us
know
against Fatality. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. My girls did that, actually. It was QuakeCon 2010. And so I had 10 girls. I think I did. There were 10 QuakeCon girls that year. And so he took them all on. It was pretty fun. And about 2 or 3 of them lasted for quite a while. And now Ashley's really quite good at it.
Yeah, Ashley, I believe it's her husband or boyfriend, Sean, he actually writes for us at RealGamerNewz.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
he got really sucked into Final Fantasy 14
yeah.
Child Reborn or whatever.
Yep.
We didn't hear from him because he played for about 6 to 8 hours straight.
How long? 68 hours?
Yeah, that's about how long he was logged into his server.
Yeah, but so about how much do you play, generally speaking?
Generally, I go to school full time. I also work, so I probably game 1 or 2 hours a night. And then if I'm in a solid review stage where I'm reviewing 3 or 4 games at a time, I'll sit and I'll just crunch for 12 hours, review, write, go on to the next thing.
Well, it was funny because that's the way it was when was it Elder Scrolls that came out? No, it was the game I was playing right before that. And the thing was Diablo 3, the ROS.
Reaper of Souls?
Oh my God, is it good?
I'm waiting.
So, okay, so Diablo 3 when it first came out on PC was not what I was hoping it would be, because I just absolutely, Diablo 1 and 2,
were amazing.
Amazing!
And then Diablo 3 came out and it was kind of disappointing. Diablo 3 was kind of disappointing to me.
It was. And then the 360 version came out, and it was good. It was better than the PC version. I was like, wow, that's so surprising, because normally that just never happens, right? Or hardly ever happens. And then, oh, you are going to be so happy, Josh, when you play Reaper of Souls, because it is a blast. It is so much fun. And so I don't know, when it first came out, and okay, I guess they come out on Tuesdays, but I played a lot, as much as I could while I was working. And then Friday night, straight through, like till late Sunday night. And so do you use Raptor or no? It like logs all
I do use Raptor. I have it installed. It logs most of my PC hours, but it doesn't log anything I do on PS4. So.
Okay, so that's what I did this last year, was I finally added my my Xbox account and my PlayStation 4 and all that, and my Battle.net, all these different things that I'd never put in there. And I was like, whoa, I do play a lot.
Yeah.
The status for it was Yvonna comes up for a breath. Because I had just played.
I haven't logged on to my Xbox 360 in probably about 2 years because I got rid of mine. I switched more to PC for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And about, I'd probably say 2 months ago, my Xbox Live subscription goes back up. My girlfriend's playing on GTA 4.
Wow,
and my inbox just floods with just stuff. Let's play.
Cox.
Yeah, let's play Halo. Let's play Halo. Let's play Halo. Because I used to be huge in the Halo community.
Oh, they thought it was you.
Yeah, so she pops in Halo 4 and goes online, and I'm very highly ranked on Halo 4.
And they're going, what the hell?
I actually got several messages in my email box saying, what happened? You suck now.
I thought you were going to say that she logged on, and now, yeah, it makes sense now because she's using your account.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was you and I that were talking the other day about this is going back when I was doing more of the promo myself, and I was at GDC, and was on the Major Minute. Is that what Major Nelson had? Was the Major Minute? And so I had beaten quite a few of the guys. In fact, that's where I became friends with a lot of the developers. And so they put my tag up there, my gamer tag. Well, they took it away from me too. But oh my gosh, my inbox was flooded with pictures of cocks. I'm like, really? Who says? Oh, yes, that's what I want. Come here, baby, let's do it. I mean, what girl does that? It must work in some world with some women somewhere, because it happens. It blows my mind. So after like the first one or two, I'm like, honey, can you go through? Can you go through and delete my inbox? He goes, yeah, I guess.
One of my questions actually is kind of based around, with being a female gamer, do you get a lot of flack from other guys with gaming, especially with the girls that you have working with you? Because usually a lot of...
I'm really lucky. I hardly ever... I can't even tell you the last time. A lot of the girls do. But it's like, okay, so you know Amanda too, because she's been a QuakeCon girl.
Yep.
Amanda and I were talking not that long ago, and she said, you know, a lot of times people are saying, well, it's such a drag being a girl because you get all this crap. And she goes, but I think the benefits are worth it. She goes, every now and then I'm streaming and someone will just, you know, give me a good donation, or they'll send me a bunch of in-game stuff that I'm needing, or whatever it is. She goes, so what? She goes, you get that in person anyway. You walk out into a bar and someone's going to be, she goes, you know, and yeah, they're more boisterous. She goes, but I've been with this all my life, and it's sort of like, I think for the girls, and maybe for me too, maybe I get more flack than I realize, and I just kind of like block it out, kind of like, you know, side banners on your computer. You don't ever look at those. You completely, it's like you don't even see them, right?
Yeah.
So I think if girls are gosh, oh, I'm gonna watch my wording here. I think the girls that complain about it the most are girls that traditionally haven't heard it as much.
Yeah.
Maybe growing up, they weren't the hottest chick in school. Okay?
Yep.
The girls that have heard it all their lives are like, yeah, yada, 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 whatever, get out of here. You know? So, yeah, I don't know. And I was also talking, okay, so one of my girls, Danny, she's actually filming a commercial for Microsoft. No, she's getting the fitting today for Microsoft commercial. She was saying that they asked her about what it's like to be a female gamer. She says, well, it's really not that big of a deal because I've been doing it all my life, and there were female gamers when I was little. She goes, the people that were really groundbreaking were the people right before us. So, like, I guess I'm contemporaries with Morgan and Jessica Shobat and those people.
Yep.
Those were Morgan from the Pragdals Roulette. These people, like, I can't even tell you. I had to be on camera being filmed gaming before people believed me that I gamed.
Yep.
And now it's not that big a deal. Now you have female gamers everywhere. But at the time, those were the people those were the groundbreaking people. So I thought that was kind of nice. And for girls that now, I think that pretty much covers everybody as far as females in gaming.
Because I know it's like now there's like really popular girl gamers like Mrs. Violence.
Oh, she did a really good interview last week.
Yeah, I had actually read that. That was really good read. I had been following her for a while. She was on WCG Ultimate Gamer way back when with Swoozy and a bunch of other people, Project X.
Yep.
That just kind of seemed to blow up. The PMS girls were always really big. They were gaming at QuakeCon the first year I was there. That's when Alienware had their gigantic bus down in the convention center.
I remember that.
And they were challenging guys in Unreal tournaments. I think it was 3 because it just came out. And I remember competing against them, and I really don't understand why there has to be controversy with girl gaming and guy gaming, because there really isn't anything.
I don't either. When you were there, okay, so actually, if that year, Tart was still a PMS girl. Do you remember Tart?
Yeah.
I do too. So now she's at Xbox Live. She has some big position up there. Sometimes I really wished I just stayed promoting myself, but
That's fine.
You know what it did. Oh wait, let me get to the tart thing first. She gets mad whenever I say this because so far, and I'm hoping in my lifetime, I hope that I'm able to see it. I believe it could happen. The best girl will beat the best guy in esports, but so
Yep.
far it hasn't happened. So I don't feel offended, and I'm not great anymore. I never was great. It's a passion, but I'm not. No one would watch my YouTube stream or my stream on Twitch for my skills as an amazing FPS or whatever. That's not. I like talking with everybody, and it's a passion, and it's fun, and it's that common ground that I think make it so much, such an enjoyable thing. But so far, yeah. So girls in gaming now, I think now, like as of in the last couple of years, maybe even this year, it's so much, okay, it's not a big deal whether you're a girl or a guy. And I think that girls that make a huge deal out of it are just not accustomed to getting that much attention, bottom line.
2008 was when I first went.
Is it? So
I think that was...
that was the first year I think I wasn't...
Yeah, that was you and me way back in 2000.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that was my first year to not be a QuakeCon girl.
Yeah.
Todd was so cool. I was like, because they had always just hired girls from restaurants or bars or wherever they were at, And so the 3 years before that, I got to know everyone, and I actually, they were like, I remember being at the awards or at the finals, and I was sitting on the very front row, which was really nice because I didn't have to ever wait or find a spot or whatever. And I was watching, and I had just screamed at one point because it was so incredible. I didn't even remember what the shot was or anything. It was, oh my God! And Todd goes, let's just tone this down a little bit. But that's fun. I haven't seen that picture like in ages and ages, but I totally remember it now.
I went to QuakeCon not this last year, but the year before, and I went to the Quake Live finals, and the guy was just wrecking the other guy. I think he was ahead by at least 16 kills.
Oh my gosh!
All of us were chanting Buzzsaw, his melee weapon. Because
I totally remember this! Buzzsaw! Yeah, that's right.
One of the questions I have, obviously QuakeCon's kind of seen a lot of changes coming over the last couple of years.
It has.
This last year that I was there, it was completely sold out. Every seat was filled. They had to actually add more seats on the third or second day, I remember. I did volunteering for the first time.
Nice.
And now it gives me a whole new light on how QuakeCon is run. Now that QuakeCon's adding pay seats, I don't know if you saw some of the packages this year. Some of them
I did. I don't ever see it from that side, and I should.
This year I think it was like $300 for it was $300 or $400 for the QuakeCon done quick and a select a seat.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it actually it's changed a lot. It almost makes me misty-eyed if you hear it in my voice or whatever. Yeah, it's different. And I'm excited because in a way it's still getting to live.
Yep.
And nothing ever stays the same.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, actually so this will be the first time I ever say this because I haven't made it public yet, but they said there wouldn't be QuakeCon girls this year, so
that's sad to hear.
Yeah.
It's that's really hard. I did see.
I was like,
well, it's really different, especially for someone. I've only been to 2 QuakeCons, but I follow it every year, even when I'm not there.
Yeah.
And it's just really hard to kind of see. Well, John Carmack's not with ID Software anymore, so
yeah. So yeah, Carmack's not at ID, and Todd's not.
And it's not the same company that we
grew up with.
Yep. There
Yeah.
will there won't be the 6 hour banter. I don't know if you've ever sat in on his speech before.
Oh, every year.
At
Ev
first, it involves gaming for like an hour or two, and then you give him something, and he starts talking about rocket ships. And
yeah.
when I was there in 2008, he was talking about cell phones, and what he was talking about then is actually true now for cell phone
Of
technology.
course. Yep. Yeah.
So,
It's interesting. They they decided that they wouldn't have QuakeCon girls, and it was really sad. But by the same token, last year, the way to be perfectly transparent, the way it was last year, I wouldn't want to do it again, where they had them just two girls on the last night, and I said, look, this isn't a thing of being paid. I said, I have girls that would love to just be a part of this, right?
yeah.
And for instance, I had Amanda come backstage just in case, because if you have 3 winners, then shouldn't you have 3 girls?
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
definitely.
yeah, I said you don't even have to pay. I'll pay her. What was essentially what was going to happen was I was going to pay her, right?
Yeah.
And they said nope, 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 and I said okay, all right, well, you can only do what you can do, and so yeah. Oh, I feel silly now having cried on.
It's all right. I kind of feel it. Like a lot of the people that are not going to be there this year, and even like our photographer isn't going to be there this year. He's taking a different route this year. He's
Yeah,
been doing,
I mean, I live here, and I think I'm going to run by the Gossip Bar
yep.
and see old friends. Oh, I love. Wish I could remember her name right now. She's got a sassy little name, but I love the bartenders there. They've seen us all these years. They know us, and I'm like, that'll be fun to see everybody.
And Pedo Bear's not the same Pedo Bear anymore. It's a different Pedo Bear.
Yeah. Did he actually get married? I think he got married, didn't he?
He did get married, and
Yeah.
she's been going to QuakeCon forever too. They're both volunteers.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I talked to Brian at FadeCon.
Is that the new one that offers beer?
Yes. And it was we were speaking about differences, and now actually I wouldn't even need that. I don't even think there should be Fade girls or FadeCon girls, because now all the girls are gamers, so
Yeah.
they're involved in it. They're not really presenting awards. But it was besides, I think Boov and Brian would look better in a skirt anyway, right? Just have them be the be the FadeCon girls would be Boov and Pedo. Maybe if it ever got big enough. I remember my very first year at QuakeCon, and this is getting off track again, but my first check to present was to Sturmy. And I remember going, oh my God, he's beautiful. And I went back and I told Duncan, I told my husband, I said, honey, that guy, and he goes, man, put a pair of shorts on him and he'd be the prettiest QuakeCon girl you had. But going back to FadeCon, yeah, so I went this year, and it was the first year, and I tell you what, it had a lot of that same vibe, that same feeling, that, and it's kind of interesting, because you want things to grow, but they're never the same. Okay, you know what? This has been such an interesting time just talking, and it was great that you said you wanted to, not so much an interview as just talking, right?
Yep.
So something happens when it becomes really big, and you cannot help it. It's just going to happen. That kind of happened with Charisma+2. In the beginning, I hand-trained all the girls. Like, they were all really hardcore tomboys. You didn't have 50 million YouTube channels with how to do your makeup, right? They were just hardcore tomboys who loved to game, like Lauren.
Yep.
And who had never worn a pair of shoes, high heels, or a dress. Wow. And she was, over 18, and I was like, how did you go to your prom? Jeans, biker boots or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, you're so cute. And so I would take each of the girls and also show them how to be a little bit more outgoing and all these kind of things that needed to happen in order for me to get girls into booths. Well, then as it grew, I'd have less one-on-one time. Jordan was up at PAX East. Tall Jordan.
Yep.
Beautiful, tall, 6-foot tall blonde girl. Her, Ashley, I went one-on-one with all these times. Like, I was on Ashley's first shoot. I was on Lauren's first shoot. I was on a lot of these girls' first shoots and helping them. But then when it got bigger, I couldn't. And then as the demand got bigger, like, okay, they'd want the girls, but they'd want them to be local to Boston and LA and Seattle and all these places. So I had to grow. And then it became like, so here's another announcement. Wow, this has been a big day for announcements, huh? So I guess yesterday, I'm on the board now of Charisma+2. So I'm the founder and board member, you know, because the day-to-day stuff has not got, it's just not the same for me. I started this as a passion for girls, and also because when I first started out in this thing, really my passion was, yes, I want girls in gaming to do promoting, but I wanted to make girls feel good about themselves or better about themselves. And I don't really need Charisma+2 to do that anymore. And so much of the groundwork that I placed over the last 7 years, now it's in place. I have everything pretty much on autopilot now, and I have bookers that can take care of the booking. And so now I can do a lot more for my, just personally. And the biggest thing for me was because I went to school to be a psychologist. I wanted to work with children. And then I worked to, I worked for CPS for a short time. I'd go work for a shift and come home and cry for 2, right? I just am too sensitive for it. And career counselors and everybody said, you know, you're going to have to develop a thick skin for this. I said, well, if I develop a thick skin, then what's the point? I wanted to be compassionate. And so instead of making sick people well, I wanted to help well people get better. And I have a soft spot for girls, especially because of I really didn't know until some years ago, until I met my husband, that I was even attractive at all. Like, I just didn't even know it. And everyone's like, that's so stupid. I'm like, no. At the time I was modeling, grunge had just come in, or was still in, rather, and I didn't get a ton of work. I mean, I worked enough to make a living for a few years in Europe and Asia, so that's good. But I did all the commercial stuff because they still wanted, now I can know, now I see, they just wanted pretty, right? Yep. They didn't want that whole ugly pretty thing that was going on at the time.
Yep.
And so I wouldn't get any of the really cool editorial jobs. I'd get these other jobs, and I didn't even realize it was because they thought I was pretty.
Yep.
I thought, oh, I'm not good enough to do this work, so they're just going to stick me over in toothpaste commercials or whatever, right? Well, no, they liked it because I was pretty, but I didn't ever feel it in myself. And I thought, well, I really, really want girls, and especially gamers, because that's where my heart is. And so many gamers don't feel good about themselves. They just don't feel pretty. They don't who they are. They don't feel beautiful about who they are as a person, and they can never they have a really hard time understanding that no matter what their weight, complexion, size, whatever it is, that's not who they are. Who they are is just amazing, and then that just seems to come out. I've seen it so many times. Literally hundreds of times, where I'll find a girl who doesn't have that much self-confidence at all. Yeah. You know, Mari Monzo was like that. In fact, she wrote me a really sweet letter. And I saw a picture of her at somewhere, or maybe as a video, and I said, you know what? That little girl has potential. I don't think she sees it in herself. So we went through a lot back and forth of me just massaging and working with her and everything, and she wrote me the most amazing thank you, and even did videos on it, you know. But what had happened was I said, would you like to be on the Charisma+2 roster? And overnight, she became blossomed. I mean, she just became so much prettier, so presenting herself and seeing the beauty in herself so much more. She was like, oh my gosh, I could do this. And now she's at Destructoid, doing their community events. So it
Nice.
happens. You know, all of a sudden you'll just see them go from insecure, shy, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm a little nervous. Their photos come back like this. Hi, this is me, smile.
It's yeah, it's
And then
really
the next thing you know, they're like, hey,
yeah.
hi, hi.
It definitely is different now. I've been gaming with, the amount of women I have been gaming with over the years has actually increased. Like a lot of them have been, the people who you only play with them on your online servers. And then if you actually meet some of them, and they're like, why don't you come out to a LAN party with me? They're
Yeah,
like, no, that's just a bunch of jockey dudes. I'm like, you apparently you don't know the guys at LAN parties. Like, I always describe QuakeCon and big LAN parties as like, it's where all my antisocial friends that don't like to be in public come out in public. People super quiet normally. They don't talk to anyone, but they're really nice people. Really
right?
come alive.
Oh, they do. It's so fun. It's so, and I always use the phrase Bambi on ice.
Yep.
They're little all over the place and so adorable. I like guys and girls that are a little socially awkward. It's fun.
Yeah. My girlfriend actually started gaming when I met her.
Did you just invite her in?
No, I invited my editor. He finally woke his ass up. He was doing something for his mom.
So, what's your girlfriend's name? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Alicia.
Alicia.
There's a major height difference between us. So she's 5'1" and I'm 7 feet. So
Oh my goodness, that's so adorable.
it looks hilarious when we walk down the street next to each other.
So, my best friends throughout my lifetime have been a foot shorter than me, and 5 feet is just about right. I'm actually not 6 feet, but I have a lot of girlfriends that are really tiny because I love little tiny people. They're so cute. And because I'm not, I always just feel like Godzilla.
Yeah, I feel like Gandalf in a world full of hobbits. So I feel on a normal daily basis.
So who did you invite in? Your editor who finally woke up?
Yeah, hopefully he'll come. I'm not sure.
I don't
But
see him.
my girlfriend, she wasn't really big into gaming when I met her. She had, played the classics, NES, Super NES, real big into GameCube and stuff. So I got her first 3DS XL, and that's been basically the start of her gaming. Got her
Nice.
Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, it's like crack for her.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I haven't played Animal Crossing in I don't even know how long. But because I changed my YouTube channel, I think because I couldn't log into my old one. That's what it was. And so, you know how you'll just forget things? Like you don't know what the password is, and you don't even know what email address you use because it's been so long. But I found an old one from when I first got Animal Crossing, and I thought, this is going to be lame. And the next thing you know, I'm addicted. The wolf. I loved this one wolf in the town. He was a real smartass, and I love that. And he left, and I was like almost in tears because I'd just grown so close to him. I'm like, this is stupid. This is so silly, but it was great. I loved it.
There's an upcoming game for 3DS. It's called Tamachi Life. It's going to be like Animal Crossing, except you can create everyone in your town. So you could have that wolf back, or it could be other people in your actual life.
Oh, that's awesome! I think I heard just a little bit about it. I didn't hear very much, though.
Yeah, my girlfriend said I'm like, you can get. I'm like, it'd be just like your family. Everyone will be loud and obnoxious.
Yeah! Does she know that? Does she know that?
Yeah, I told her. Oh yeah, I told her that this morning.
So how does Alicia feel about girl gamers?
She feels, it's really nice because she can play with me, but anytime she hops on a mic, it's like complete 180.
Really?
Because they're like, there's a girl in the room, and it's almost like the momentum and everything just kind of goes in a different direction because guys are
guys.
They act like guys.
Guys are guys.
Guys are guys. But when she jumps online with like the guys I write with and stuff, it's completely different. It's very accepting. But there's just like for a lot of guys, it's just like, oh, there's someone pretty. They must suck.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in some cases, it is true. No, I don't. I'm always really hard on myself because I compare myself with people that are really good, and I game with pros. So yeah, anybody's gonna suck next to them if they don't live it. You know, those guys. Oh my God, the pros nowadays are just so mind-boggling good. It really. Well, they were back then too, actually, because they play. That's all they do. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, when you live and breathe it, yeah, you're gonna be amazing.
I mean, before, I don't know if you've seen interviews from like mid-2000s with Fatality and a couple other pros, where they're just kind of like living out of their apartment or living with randoms, and now we have full gamer houses.
Yeah.
It's a full-time living for some people.
Yep. Yep. I've talked to a couple of people that have done that, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's nice, and now even you have developers that are sponsoring the houses.
Yeah, esports has really taken off. I mean, I've been following Team Solo Mid, Cloud9. I mean, Optic Gaming's been one of the biggest things in MLG for years, and now they're splitting into two giant teams.
Yep, and Curse, and they have you have just all these amazing esports related teams and avenues now, complete vendors, and what made me think of things that are coming from esports was like a Curse voice, Curse chat, where you can actually talk and all these different things. I'm like, esports is phenomenal. It's really exciting. It's interesting because I know the developers and I don't know a lot of the gamers, and that's hopefully what I'm going to start doing this year. I would like to know, stepping back from the day-to-day stuff on Charisma Plus 2 will allow me to be able to do things more as a person and not as not as a president or whatever. And I'm looking forward to meeting more of the actual people. That'll be happening. Well, not so much at E3 because then I'll just be seeing all my old friends and developers. But I'm going to PAX Prime and to PAX South. Yes. Oh,
I saw PAX South. That looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've been missing you to say, isn't that awesome? We can go, but you're up there. I think you were in Dallas again. But yeah, I'm so excited.
I have actually never been to any of the formal events yet, so that'll start next year. We're going to go to PAX. My editor's been to E3, PAX, all that, so only event I've been to is QuakeCon, so
well,
it'll be mind-boggling. Be mind-boggling like when we go to E3 and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It's pretty fun. I love going to the cons. I would actually.
Do you have a favorite?
It was QuakeCon for a long time. I love probably for. So QuakeCon is still my favorite LAN. I'd say E3 is my favorite one to see all my old friends that are developers, and PAX would be the best for seeing friends or meeting gamers and attendees and regular people that actually play games. Oh, and so we haven't even talked about cosplay because that's been an interesting journey for me. I did my first, well, actually I was Crash, so I did cosplay before, but I didn't, as far as like I didn't even know that world really existed so much until a couple of years ago, and that has been a blast. I got to meet a lot of people that way as well, real people. I would say for me, I still prefer game cons to cosplay cons because, and I just told someone this the other day, the difference between a game con and a cosplay con is at game conventions. The stars are the games. In a cosplay convention, everyone's a star.
Yeah.
You know? And it's great, but it's a little. I get a little bit of the cheerleader effect, kind of like when I play FPS is on. Like if I play Titanfall on attrition, I get cheerleader effect where it's like, oh, there's so many. Who do I shoot? Who do I shoot? Who do I shoot? So that's kind of like at a cosplay kind of. There's just so many really amazing outfits and amazing people and everything. It's a little overwhelming. I remember actually San Diego Comic-Con, Josh. I was out there with G4 to cover it, and that was gonna be my first thing to do. And they said, well, we're not going to have you cover a game con. We're going to have you go to San Diego Comic-Con. And that was my first time to go. And I went, I'd never been exposed to that world. And when I got there, I was like, and I talked to the vice president at the time. I said, I don't even know how to tell you this, but this is a different kind of geek. And I am not accustomed to this at all. Because they said, you want to go out afterwards? I said, I think I just want to go to my room, order room service, and be alone because I'm a little overwhelmed right now. And so, yeah, it can be a little daunting.
Cosplay's really taken over. I mean, it's really gotten big these last couple of years.
Yes. And then now, like at Sci-Fi Con, which was just a few months ago, I had a blast. And I met so many really cool people. And at all con. Now I go to a lot of them. I can't go. I just got approved for Dallas Comic Con, and now I can't go because of the Operation Supply Drop thing, which I'm excited about. So I'm gonna wear one of the outfits like the girls wore at PAX East, and we give out these cool tactical bracelets. They're so cool. I really wanted one. I'm like, I want one. I want to keep one. So I'm going to.
I think. What was it? I actually follow a couple of cosplay people.
Who do you follow?
I follow Jessica Niergy, I think is her name. She does a lot of Assassin's Creed stuff.
Oh, no, I know her. She's phenomenal.
She's like in just about any convention. She does different outfits for everything.
I know. I've always wondered if she actually makes hers. I don't think she does. I mean, who cares?
She said she makes quite a large amount of them, actually.
Really? I mean, she does so many, so I don't know how she could, but yeah, I love her. Do you know my girl Jessie? Jessie Pridemore?
I don't know if I follow her on Facebook. I'll have to start doing that if she's still does cosplay.
She's Ruffle Butt cosplay.
Ruffle Butt?
Ruffle Butt cosplay. Okay. She's adorable. And so, yeah, now I do everything. Now I do all the cons, and if a new game comes out, my mind instantly goes to, ooh, I want to do that. I want to make that. I want to make armor. That's what I really want to make. And I don't mean foam, although that would be smart because conventions are so dang hot. I've always wanted, and I'm not even talking Warbler, I would love to make actual armor. I think someday, maybe one day, there's a few things like that I want to do. I've always wanted to weld armor, weld anything, work with metal. Love that. I've always wanted to work at Home Depot and Michael's. I have. I love those places. I'm on a first name basis. They say, "Oh, hey, Yvonna, how you doing?" Because I go in there and I love it. So there are a couple of things that I would love to do, but making armor.
I've made my own armor, but it's not metal. For quite a few years, I was hardcore into LARPing.
You were not.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I had full armor from head to toe for fighting.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we did several parades as well. We were the only fighting group.
And did you do stage? So y'all did stage combat and everything?
Yeah, we did stage combat.
That's cool.
We would do head to toe, full chest, head armor, everything.
So would you go to like Renaissance fairs and stuff? Did you do shows?
The other guys in my group would. I just didn't have the time. But I did fairs and stuff like that.
That's fun.
It was kind of weird because I was really big into doing paintball at that time and really big into LARPing. So if you opened up my trunk, I don't know, it probably looked like I was a clown because I had a bunch of LARP gear, I had paintball gear, and I had like video games and computer parts back there. So
that's funny. I love paintball, except for it really hurts. Like people.
Yes, it does.
you don't think that it hurts that bad. And I remember one time I was really excited because I could see, I mean literally 5 feet in front of me was the place to put the flag. And so I jump over this log, and this guy stood up and, I mean, point blank went pow, and it got me in the right in the heart. And I had a big, huge black bruise, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, that hurts.
Yeah, we worked at I worked for a shop called Welted Flesh Paintball for quite some time, and we would show up at the fair. It's a great name because it really makes sense.
It really does, because I mean, when you watch it on TV, you don't think that much about it, but it hurts.
We worked at a fair, and people would pay to shoot live ammo at us. We'd sit at the end of a tent, and people would just shoot rounds at us. So you just bring out your cocky attitude, and I think I had someone drop about $100 in ammunition to start shooting me.
Wow. Wow.
You come off shift, and you'd like lift your mask and all that stuff off. You'd have welts up your head. Looked like someone had beat the crap out of me. We had hockey pads for armor.
Oh my gosh. Well, I need to see a picture of this armor. So whenever you post this, edit this video or whatever, you'll have to show me a picture of you and your armor. That's pretty fun. So yeah, maybe someday I'll do that too. Actually, seeing the Elder Scrolls thing, that was one of the things that made me want to do, made me want to go to QuakeCon. It's like, oh, I want to wear Elder Scrolls cosplay. Except for, I think I'd want to be a Khajiit. Those cats are cool. But and then again, I'm a sorcerer, so I wouldn't even wear armor. I don't know. There's so many. There's just not enough time.
This was my very first set of armor. It was just
oh my gosh, that is so cool. That's fun.
One of my questions, since you do obviously play a lot of modern games, E3 is right around the corner.
Yes.
You have any big predictions for games-wise, or what you're looking forward to?
You know, no, I don't. I think the Halo 2 revamp thing is going to be kind of cool. I'm probably kind of stoked about that since that was my game. It was my game, you know. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
You should check out Evolve. I think that's going to be a huge
Oh yeah, of course, Evolve, because it was enormous, and I want to go to, I'm sure Infinite Crisis will have a booth, and so I want to do those two. Those two for sure, because looking at them at PAX East, I'm like, oh God, looks great. I want to see Evil Within and all those things, but I know that we'll see that much better up at QuakeCon, because they'll have, or I don't even know when it releases. It may release soon. I'm really bad about that, by the way.
Wolfenstein comes out soon too, at the end of May.
What does?
Wolfenstein: A New Order.
I know, I'm so excited. And my friend, okay, so for a while, a friend of mine, Ed Lima, started an audio studio when he was between Gearbox and going out to LA. He had his own studio, and so I was helping him by being a producer there. And turns out he did the audio for that, which was really cool because he did audio on Doom, like back in the day. So it was
kind of cool. Floppy disk days?
I don't think it was that far back. It was Doom 2. No, you know what? I think he did music on Doom and Doom 2.
Okay.
I should know that because I used to have all that down pat, but I was his producer. I would know all those things, but I think he actually may have done both of them. But I know that it's been a while. But it was kind of cool, he said, to come back to, you know, the home base at Id, and even though it's not doing Wolfenstein, it was still hearkening back to the originator. But he got to fly out to Sweden and work with those guys who are awesome. Those guys are so okay. So at Christmas, I'll go out to Bethesda for their Christmas party for a week, and you meet all the people from all over the world with all the ZeniMax-related studios. Oh, those Swedes, they can drink. I mean, they can drink. And it's not like they're drunk. It's just like water, mother's milk.
Yeah, I've been really getting into, I don't know what type of music you listen to. I listen to a lot of electronic dance music.
I love that music. That's my favorite music.
And it's a lot of the artists are coming from overseas, and my gosh, can they just drink at concerts?
I,
I just
I don't even know how they do it. Like, we get drunk, but we're like wusses. Even the best of us,
yeah.
wusses next to these guys. They
They
wake up, don't stop.
I went to Hardwell about a week or two ago. He's like the #1 DJ in the world. And I was reading their blog after the concert. They had emptied 3 full bottles of vodka and about 26 cans of Red Bull.
It's crazy. That sounds like old QuakeCon girl days.
Except instead of Red Bull, they would have balls.
Yes, exactly. Well, actually, and Patron instead of just Patron shots. I was telling someone, I guess Ashley, I don't know if she actually, I don't think Ashley ever got to do, no. She was my first, on the first team that I had, but she was never a QuakeCon girl with me. Mary Beth Decker was. Do you remember her?
Yes.
She is adorable, and she's doing so good. I finally saw her. She's in Austin, and she has this really cool yoga thing going on now, and she just looks fantastic and doing great. But at the time, we were drinking our butts off, and we'd go to the Id Suite. So, and Marty had it. It was like his room, but he also had it like, then there was this big suite where all the developers or friends or vendors or whatever would come up. So in the morning, they would feed us breakfast, which consisted of an egg or whatever we wanted, and Patron. And it just started, and it was like QuakeCon, where you just keep on and keep on and keep on.
Did you do the Captain Morgan slushies with
trash?
Yes. Oh my gosh. They're like, I'm like, how do you get a ticket for that? They're like, well, you have to know someone in staff. It was my first year volunteering, and they're like, I found someone, and they're like, holy shit, he's huge. Sell him a ticket. He's gonna drink a lot. Because I worked in registration with all the guys out there because I could direct traffic really well.
Yes. And no one's going to go past you if you say no.
Oh, yeah. No one was going by me. I remember pressed people coming from Valve. And they're like, we're pressed with Valve. I'm like, well, that's nice. That sounds like a real fake story. Backline's back there.
And were they really?
And they were actually from Valve. I just didn't. I'm like, do you guys have any credentials at all to prove that you work for Valve?
Right.
They didn't have anything. They had to go back up to their rooms, get their credentials to say they were working there.
But yeah, you have to there because it's the crowd control's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, okay, so Acon, we were talking about cosplays and going back to crowd control. Acon, I kind of had a little bit, okay, so I suffer a little bit with claustrophobia. Thank God I'm tall, because if I was short, it would be a problem anytime I was at a convention. I don't know how they do it. Like, you're looking at someone's back every time you turn around. How do they do that? That's crazy. So anyway, I can get above it, and I'm always wearing heels because I like them. But Acon was at the same place at the Hilton Anatole that QuakeCon is, except for it was so busy. Okay, so you know how they now, remember when they didn't have that hall air conditioned? Oh my God, it was like hell going out to the area.
Yeah, well, when I went in 2008, they didn't have that hall. It was all outside, so you had to still wait outside while you're waiting in line.
It was horrible. Well, they had that hall got so packed, which I'd say it's easily 8 to 10 people wide, right?
Yeah.
It got so packed they had to make it one way, and that you would go back to the hotel through the courtyard. It was a one-way thing. That's how many people were at Acon, and I was like,
oh my gosh,
I can't handle this. I went and saw my girlfriend at the bartender and said, hook me up, I need a drink. And then I'm just going to sit here at the bar, because then at the bar you had space in front of you.
Yes.
And so I was like, oh my gosh. And then I left, and I couldn't handle it that long because it was so busy. QuakeCon is actually a really good size. It's a few thousand people.
The amount of people, I kind of feel like you do, except I tower over everyone. I get in trouble with the girls at QuakeCon, though. They're like, why are you staring at my shirt? I'm like, I'm sorry. I tower over everyone. It's not like I can help it. I didn't realize, but Ashley was, like, really young when I first got my picture with her. She was, like,
Let me see. Oh my gosh!
Shit.
Yeah! Just a
I should
baby
just knew.
Ashley. That's baby Ashley.
Yeah.
So yeah, now she's all grows up and has babies of her own. I
Oh,
was
I
telling
know.
someone that the other day. Okay, so did you ever see the movie House Bunny?
No.
Okay, it's really cute. It's with a hilarious comedian. I can't think of her name. She was in the scary movies. Blonde girl. Anyway,
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
so she wakes up one day. She's a Playboy money and in the mansion, right? And it was her birthday. She was turning 25, and they kicked her out because she was over the hill, right? So
Yeah.
she's trying to find where to live, and she ends up becoming the house mom at a sorority. And it's the worst sorority, a bunch of geeks, nobody wants them, right? And so she
Yeah.
teaches them how to pretty up, get people to go to
Yeah.
their parties and all this stuff. Well, a lot of like what I do. In fact, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I made a group on Facebook because I wanted to have a place where people could interact and it wouldn't be just me or just the girls talking. Anybody could go and talk. And I made it the Game House Bunny. And then, well, I'm the Game House Bunny. But then the group is called Game Bunny House because there's so many because bunnies multiply. But when I first started, I mean, I remember, oh, you're going to love this, Josh, since Sean writes for you. It was the cutest thing. So I knew Ashley was in Florida, and I knew the type of guy she liked, right? I knew exactly because we talked so much. And I knew the type of girl that Sean liked, right?
Yep.
So they didn't know each other or anything. But separately, on the same night, when Ashley was first on the main stage and Sean was kind of like in the crowd, they saw each other, and I didn't see them see each other, but each of them said to me about the other, "Oh my God, introduce me to that person." And it was just one, it was like, probably, if you could see it, you could cut it with a knife, you know? So
Nice.
But now she has babies.
Yep.
So
Then she's bedazzling the crap out of anything she touches.
I love bedazzled. I've done that with a set of headphones, headset before. I love bedazzled stuff. It makes it better.
We saw him one night, and she had taken his headset. And we're like, "Looks really cute, Sean." He's like, "Shut up." Like, not mine.
Yeah, she's such a wonderful person. In fact, she may be coming with me to E3.
Nice.
We're working on that right now.
Make sure you guys stop by the Sony booth. They have some really cool stuff there this year.
What do they have? Can you say?
I can't say anything. I don't know anything directly, but all I have to say is you definitely got to check out the Order 1866.
Yes, I want to bad.
In my last interview, we asked the guy about it because he gets to do some stuff with Sony, and he was saying, I wish I could tell you about the Order. I wish I could tell you about it. So I'm guessing there's going to be some cool stuff from Sony. They're going to bring their A game.
That's
Microsoft needs to grow a pair of balls and like show something. If they don't show Halo or something off at their press conference, I see the Xbox One just tanking.
You know, I was actually kind of surprised. Okay, so I thought I'd pre-ordered both of them, actually. Turns out I'd only pre-ordered the PS4. I'm glad I got an Xbox One, though. Well, okay, also, all of my achievements are on there. You know what I mean? It's so funny because I have such an allegiance in that sense. I have over 55,000 achievement points. But now, I really love the PS4 as well. I really do like them both. I did not like the PS3 controller at all. And I used a big Batman Batarang third-party one.
Yep.
It worked perfectly. I bet you have that problem all the time. Being 7 feet tall,
Big hands.
I was like this on the PS3 controller. I was like, I mean, yeah.
Actually, since you have big hands, I do have a review coming in this upcoming week of Control Freak. I don't know if you've heard of the company.
Yeah, of course. In fact, I've been given some stuff like them.
Yeah, they work great on PS4 because with big hands, your hands don't have to get all crampy when you're playing for long sessions.
That's cool. So on the PS4, I love the how the voice will come out of the thing, out of the controller. That freaked me out the first time I heard it. I think I was playing Killzone or something. And then on the Xbox One, though, oh my God, the controller fits me beautifully. It fits really nice.
I'm kind of holding out for a Halo edition.
Oh, yeah. I'm such a sucker. Okay, so recently, oh, it's over there. I was taking all, because I go through controllers, I think because I just
Did you
push
get
like.
the Titanfall one? Or
No,
did you get a custom one?
I didn't get a Titanfall when I was thinking about it, but I didn't. But I push on the controller so much, I think I just wear them out. You know, I'm just hard on them. And so now I'm making a chair. I'm bending them. Oh, like bending the plastic controllers, taking them apart, and also some of my computers, using old computer parts to put those together too. I was gonna make the gaming table out of all this stuff, but I painted it black and it looks so good I don't want to change it.
Was that what you put your Xbox 360 on, or what was that you had done with your 360? It was like on the end of a chair or something?
Yes, so that's what I took, because I had like so many of them. I have the two, even still, I still have 3 left. So one I'm leaving upstairs for streaming the Kinect stuff, because Xbox One really is so much easier than messing with the capture card and all that stuff. But my Xbox One is in my game room. Well, my game room has the nice perfect chair, and it doesn't have the room to do Kinect. You know what I mean? Not like. And so then I had the 360 upstairs for that, and then I had my competitive system, and then I had a system that was for the early release stuff. And so I have all these Xboxes, but I'm not really going to be using them anymore. So I started taking away the parts, and I love all the old computer parts too. I love them. I don't ever want to get rid of anything. And you know what I found too? You'll love it. Oh, I have to show it. But I realized one of my old video cards was perfect. If I took the fan out, it'd be a perfect size for a cup holder.
Yep.
So I'm going to have fun.
I hear you. I build a computer about once a year or once every couple years. I told my girlfriend once I graduate and have a real job, I'm purchasing myself a GTX Titan. I have a GTX 770 right now, and she's like, "You just bought that." I'm like, "I know, but a Titan would be so much more stronger, and I could use it for so much more."
So when do you graduate?
I graduate in a couple weeks, actually.
Oh, really?
Days. Yep.
Wow. What are you going to do you know?
I'm looking for jobs right now. I'm in the telecommunication industry, so cell phones, satellites, wiring. I'm looking at a project manager position, hopefully.
Well, how long have you had this stream and podcast and everything else?
I've been podcasting since like early 2000s, and I just kind of jump around sites. I've been with RealGamerNewz for a year now. I mainly started doing podcasting with them, and then I did all their Nintendo stuff for a while. And then PC gaming's been my niche since I have the most powerful PC on our site. So.
No, actually, people don't realize how. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. But a lot of times, people don't realize the amount of dedication that it takes to stay with a consistent podcast or whatever it is, and all the organization and the just tech side of it. All these different aspects to a podcast are a lot more demanding than I think people realize. So I was just wondering how long you'd been doing it. You said you had done Nintendo for a long time?
Yes.
So you know the first person I met in the industry was Miyamoto.
Oh my gosh, nice.
I know. Oh, I take it back. It was Todd. But okay, so I met him, but not at gaming. He was at a Viper Owners Invitational, and that's where I met him. But and Adrian Carmack, back when Adrian was with them. So, but the first person, when I went to E3, I got a job at Nintendo. Now, you know what? I may have met Miyamoto before I met Todd. I did. Miyamoto was the very first person I met in the industry.
Do you have Nintendo products still, or no?
I do. Oh, you know what? I gave my Wii away.
You're gonna want to get a Wii U for May 30th.
What's May 30th?
Mario Kart 8 comes out.
Oh, that's right. Well, and see, I have my DS, but it was really funny because how I met Miyamoto was that I worked the Nintendo booth for Legend of Zelda and a Twilight Princess. But
Yep.
when I worked it was still on the GameCube, and it was so much better.
Oh, it was so much. That one, it was on the Wii and the GameCube. The GameCube version just destroyed the Wii.
It really did. And I used the Wii a little bit, and I love the I love the interface of it. I love the social aspect of it. I love the lightheartedness of it. But I just haven't. And Wii U, everybody's been saying the Wii U's great. So
It is
maybe.
great. I picked up the Zelda version as soon as it came out.
Did you?
Yep.
You love Zelda.
I played a little bit, but it's waiting there for Mario Kart 8. I have death threats from my girlfriend that she's going to kick my ass so much on it. So
There you go. And yeah, I do. I need to get it. I do. And the thing is, I'm so, like, my pile of games that I want to play that I haven't played, it's like movies or whatever. And when, I mean, Charisma+2 took an inordinate amount of time. And no one even realizes how much time it took. But because I worked out of my house,
yeah.
it would take, oh my God, it wasn't uncommon for me to have 80-hour weeks.
Ugh.
And so I'm like, for right now, I'm going to just start attacking these games that I haven't been playing. And mostly, now that everything, and I actually got to where I wanted to be ahead of schedule, which is great. This was my goal. I am where I wanted to be by the end of the year, and I got there early. So it was nice to be able to, now I just have paperwork and things like that to do, which I finished, and yeah, I just changed my status yesterday to being founder and board. And I'll still be involved, of course, but it's just all this other stuff, and we're doing so many more. We're doing more things. We have a character in a game coming up. They're using one of my guys, so that's kind of cool. And like I said, the commercial for Microsoft is coming up using one of the girls. And
What game is it?
I can't say.
Oh,
It's awesome.
When the announcement comes out, you should definitely let me know so I can.
I would love to. I would love to do that.
On that.
I will. And so yeah, for now, I think I'm gonna for now I may go get me a Wii U because all I want to do for about 6 months, I just want to play games and breathe.
Get yourself a Wii U and get yourself a 3DS XL, especially with Street Pass is so addicting, especially at E3.
What what is it?
Street Pass?
What's
You
Street
basically create your Me or whatever,
right?
and it's basically on your 3DS. And when you meet other people, exchange.
I love that. Oh, I have to do that before E3. That's perfect.
I've met quite a few developers have them on them. Even if they work for other companies, they have them.
Yeah.
I know Miyamoto has his on. Reggie always has his on.
Oh, that'd be fun. I want to do it now. Yep. Okay. So in fact, that's what I'm going to end on. I'm signing off of here and going to the store.
Would you like to shout out anywhere where people can find you this week? Or in general.
Almost everything I have is either Yvonna Lynn or Charisma+2, and you usually have to spell out plus, P-L-U-S, P-L-U-S, because I think I'm Yvonna Lynn though. I think that's pretty much. I'm trying to think. No, Raptor. Raptor has all my how to get a hold of me everywhere.
Okay.
And that my Raptor is Charisma+2, and I'm here on Google.
And check out her Twitch stream when her mic is working.
My Twitch stream, you're right. That's different because it's C+2. Because I thought, oh my God, I don't want to have Charisma+2 be my Twitch and have it be so long. Yeah. So I did C+2. You're so clever, Josh.
All right. Well, this has been Yoda III. I'm with Yvonna Lynn. This has been our awesome interview. And I'm going to actually stop broadcasting. I'll see you guys next time. Can't tell you who I'm interviewing yet, but it'll be really fun.